If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
You're not real. You're not real.
Не, чувак, ты ошибаешься более чем реальный, блядь. Я иду к тебе. Готовишь булки.
No, 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 just leave me alone. No, 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 just leave me alone. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your... Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzz. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a... I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With... You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior...
Да я хуже всех уничтожил, как бы смысл, да? Так, бот, как мне туда попасть? Там тайник. Паркур. Блять, ладно. Паркур не удался.
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I don't rightly know. She was in another division of this. Her contract said any kids... it's sensible. You mean about... real machine? The machine Vickers sees?
Не забываем сохраняться. Это нужно. Пиздец, как нужно. Так. Так. Я что-то туплю. Тут закрыто. А как туда еще попасть? Есть варианты? Не, я тупой, может? Я, конечно... Не, я, конечно, тупой, но, блин, что я нет... Не пойму. Чё, куда? Бля, я уж проходил вроде. Чё я, блин, пройти-то не могу. Туплю. По черному, блядь. Причем туплю. Как это дерьмо открыть? Вопрос. Не, ну мне явно не сюда. А куда, сука? Сука, всем селябим, махаляй, махаляй. Как мне туда войти? Я ему вернулся к тому долбоебу. Вариант. Чего он здесь скажет? Не перепрыгнуть.
What's eating you? The tail. Definitely. Jimmy'd opened the vending machine. Mechanic. I was on.
Нет. А как? Ебать, я тупой. Сука. Блять, я походу на тур тупой. Вот тут же проход. Который куда меня, блять, ведет? Я ебанут, я же был тут.
All I know is
Я долбоёб, это однозначно. Как бы очевидно, я бы даже сказал. О, господи, блядь, роди меня, братна.
once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow.
Бля, я долбоеб, я тоже портнулся. Ща отбитый.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Добрый, блядь, день. А
That's
меня
the thing
бесит.
about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing this. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty, enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Вы противная бабка, блядь.
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today. Hey, you hear about Wilson?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Go ahead. It is my job to keep 2 eyes on my town. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the Vales spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change. People change. Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate. Go ahead. I appreciate what you've done for us. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the... I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. Nature is uglier. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been... Go ahead. That you are not... I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope I must. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. I appreciate what you've done for us. Then we are at an impasse. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have been holding this town together with both hands. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just we are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance.
Okay.
What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall.
Блин,
If
ее
Adelaide's
реально
found a
жалко.
way
Он
to
реально,
feed her
типа,
people and
старается
cure
для
the
своего
plague,
города.
then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in
По-своему,
the
но
way.
все же.
My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague.
Да. Печалька.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping the...
One of us want to go see what happened?
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Whoa!
Are you...
Great!
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella, he...
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Never heard it phrased. Fact is, I'll take all the help I... You ever heard of the Young Spacers?
Those are good.
I know the old community center kept a copy. No kidding! Really? Well, with the in fact, I put it... Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hand. Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the... Something must have changed. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. I owe them my life. What a We all...
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the...
You could stay, you know.
Keep your wits about...
Keep your wits about.
Never liked Reed much.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our... You sound like some type of... Zoe was... Shame she up and... Can't say... She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. You hungry? We got candied... Something I can help you with? Nothing.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Пидоры, вы здесь? Нет, я дойду. Если вы, блядь, не против. Где здесь пойдем наверх, я забыл. Вот он. Бля. Все, последняя залупа. Возвращаемся. Уже вот сюда. Блин. Нельзя в этом месте путешествовать. Жопу с ручкой. Нихуя себе. Счет страшный. Я не туда поехал. Так можно кататься. Да ты, блядь. Хуя. Тупор. Ля, тупо топор. Я хотел пройти игру, всю игру с этим топором. Серьезно. На него урон, правда, говно. У меня ближний бой вообще не вкачан. Так что хуёвая идея. Мысли, пока рядом враги. Ты враг? Нет. А где враги? Не понял юмора. Враги. Вы, блядь, где? Скажите мне, я вас уебу. Они убежали, ладно. Допустим. Такое бывает. Бывает. Бля, прикольные тут арты. Такие плакатики, типа. Класс. Класс, класс.
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. No kidding. Look at 2 whole data. Well, don't. Hey, that's a.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you.
Так, дальше идем. Костики, 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 костики. Нам туды. Погнали. Пацаны. Ну, блядь. Может отдать эту пуху воровать? Наверное, неплохая идея, слушай. Да, давай отдадим воровать. Снимите ее, блядь. Снайперская винтовка, кстати. Воровать. Так, и броню тебе сейчас накинем. Да, она лучше твоей. Ау май. Секс девка. Так, ладно. Ебать, мне теперь снайпер. У меня один хуй перегруз. Надо какую-то залупу выкинуть. Серьезно? Можно было так. Так, там сейчас, блядские мины, я это помню. Так, а приблизить нельзя? Инфейк же минус подрывают.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose.
Тупая баба. Спрашивает, чё уходила, блядь? О, меня вштырило.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand. We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something.
Тут прикольные картинки тварей всяких. Как туда попасть? Кек. Ну да, кек, человек. Не, серьезно. Чё? А, вот.